This week on the Minding Your Business podcast, ads, anxiety, and AI, lessons in testing and trust. Welcome to the Minding Your Business podcast. I'm CJ Jolliffe with everybody's favorite co-host,
Aaron Gerald. I appreciate the warm welcome again. All right. So today I figure we might as well just get to it. I'm buzzing. My anxiety is up a bit. I don't think I drank quite enough coffee this morning. Plus, I've got a bunch of stuff, like, first of all, on my mind, business-wise, and afterwards. We're just about to do this big giant Hapkido show thing where we're having to do all these extra hours and jumping and flipping and all sorts of stuff. And we did a practice last night and I didn't stretch enough beforehand because I thought I will take about 10-15 minutes and I will stretch and get everything stretched and warmed up and then we will start. And I thought, no, I really need to practice the nunchuck form. So I just did a minor quick stretch, 2 minutes, got up, started doing the form. And I'm like, I got it. Everything's great. Class starts and we're like, okay, doing jump front rolls. So my back wasn't ready for that. And I'm really stiff. And it's funny because we're sitting here talking and I'll notice my shoulders, everything uptight. And I'm like, would I please relax? So I have to watch myself in the little screen to see that. Sorry, I get my ADHD.
We could just do a whole episode on the importance of stretching, probably.
Yeah, and relaxing. So I'm going to try and keep my neck relaxed.
Yeah.
All right. Now the other thing that I've been really focusing on is, and maybe it's because of our last couple of guests, when we've done the interviews, we've talked to them and they're talking about running ads and the importance of promotion, getting yourself out. If you're not mentioning who you are, how would anybody know? Right. So we kind of need to do that. And just listening to one of the recent parts of the podcast when he was like, it's so sad because within a mile radius of your business, you could have the best taco shop in the world and 3 out of 10 people know you're even there. And really, like, you should be semi-famous within walking distance, right? Everyone should know you're there. And I don't believe, I don't believe that people around me necessarily know I'm here or what I do. And why would they, right? I haven't done anything to earn that business and I haven't even promoted myself at all. So I'm interested in starting running ads. And I filmed a little one. It's not done yet, so don't ask to see it. It's probably a 8-second, 10-second ad with some quick cuts and some jump cuts from showing anxiety and then talking about anxiety. So it's an ad for my therapy private practice.
Sure.
And so I'm thinking I need to run something. And so for the last week, I've just been overthinking and writing and rewriting scripts and putting it together and then jumping and making the thing. I probably already have 5 hours in this ad. And
8 seconds long.
Just chatting with you, I'm like, oh, dang. Like Eric totally said, you should just say like, hey, where you're at. Hey, Omaha.
Yeah.
Are you struggling with anxiety? Maybe you should talk to me. Let's take a minute. And I'm like, dang, that's like a 5-second thing. It would take me nothing. I could one shot it, look at the camera, walk and talk and do it and be done. And I'm over here trying to think of something witty or funny or something that's going to grab people's attention. And for really the word Omaha is going to grab someone from Omaha and saying, are you struggling with anxiety? And anxiety is going to grab them and they go, yes, and keep watching, or no, and swipe past. Like, really, that is all I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Are you from Omaha? Or do you have anxiety? Do you want to talk to somebody? If so, click the next thing. If not, swipe on. Like, so easy. But even if I were to get the format and the content for an ad finalized in my mind, and let's say that I A/B test it. I do one lot of work and then one real easy one. We can test those. I wouldn't know how to test. I wouldn't know how to run it. I wouldn't know how to set up the ad campaign. I wouldn't know where to do it. I wouldn't know what the budget should be. I don't know how long it should be. I can tell you I've taken courses, the Google ad courses, the Meta ad courses. I've taken all of them. I have stupid probably 40 hours worth of studying. And it's like the moment I finish the course, and that may take me a couple of weeks, I'll get the courses done. And then by the time I get around to now applying and using that information is probably another month. They've already changed all of the way ads are done anyway. And so
Yeah,
when I
it's
go
all
back in, I
constantly
go,
changing.
that just said you click this tab and then this button comes up and that button's not here. So what do I do now? And I
Yeah.
have no idea because the whole way they do it changed. And
Yep.
so I do know that I know enough about running ads that I can waste as much money as I want.
Yes.
Like, however much I have, I can throw all of that at ads and get nothing for it.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
seem to matter. I have like made agreements with myself. I'm only going to spend $100. I've spent the 100. I've got nothing. And I'm like, you know what? It's because I didn't spend enough. And I will spend $1,000 and I will get the same exact result.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I don't know what I don't know, I guess is probably the most appropriate way for me to say it. Because I know there's something I don't know. I'm missing something. I'm missing the point, apparently.
Well,
Uh,
I will say this, Google, Meta, all of the platforms make it very, very easy for you to spend money. And they, um, there are like the easy, I would say easy mode, or automatic, kind of things where it's like
right.
it's encouraging you, even after you've set up a campaign, it'll be like, hey, you could increase your reach by 19% if you do this. My experience has been, especially this is meta specific, but like um, the manual campaigns that we've created
Right.
are performing
Right.
better than the automatic things and the adding extra placements and all the
Mm,
little tips that they give you, and we're testing them. So
okay.
um but we can do that because we've kind of been doing this for a while, and we know who the target
Yeah.
market is, for the client and that kind of stuff. But I would, yes, you can absolutely just blow money. um Maybe a few little tips and tricks, maybe. I would say let's
Yeah.
start off with, one, this is not a 1 week commitment. This is not a 30-day commitment. Know that going into this, you need to run it for 3 to 6 months. So step back and say, okay, the first month, I'm not gonna get any leads or it's not gonna convert to anything. It's just gonna be me throwing money away. You're not actually throwing money away. You're spending money to learn about your audience. So that first
Okay.
4 to 6 weeks, you're really it's just data collection. It's the algorithm learning what people think about your creative, your offer, your whatever, right? And you're testing those things, your A/B split testing along the way. Not more than one thing at a time. So like 1 week you might test creative, 1 week you might test the geo targeting, 1 week you might test, and it doesn't have to be a week, but I'm just saying, at least a couple days. Um,
Okay.
just don't test four things at once because you're going to have really convoluted data. And it's very, very simple in that if you have an A and a B, and let's say you're testing the actual ad, one is the, hey, Omaha, you know, hey, Omaha, like, are you looking for whatever? Like, okay, great.
Right.
That's one. And the other one is like something you've produced and you've taken time and you've shot and you've edited together. Then you're just testing for that week or that period of time, whatever you're, deciding ahead of time, like which one works better, which one is getting more clicks. Then from
Okay.
there, you get you get your answer, right? And yes, you could test 5 different versions all at once of the creative. That's fine, but don't test 5 different versions of the creative and
Of the
also
same thing.
4 different geolocations and also 2 different offers, right? So once you kind of have your creative set and see which one's performing the best, then go in and test demographic, dial in the demographic, or or choose a targeted geolocation instead of a broad, like the entire
Sure.
county or something. Go into specific neighborhoods, if you think
Okay.
there's value in that, right? Test
Sure.
offers. So like currently we're testing an offer for a client.
Okay.
One's a higher price point and one's a lower price point. And
Okay.
it's the higher price point is actually a working out better. It's a 2 to 3 ratio. The cheaper offer is actually not performing as well as the more expensive offer, which I think is great. I mean, that's a great situation for them. Um,
Yes.
And before that, we tested the creative, and the client, well, we talked about it. We talked about it, last week or the week
Mhm.
before with
Right.
the client had a change. Well, that change resulted in a, hey, that's a great idea. Well, let's test your script versus my script. And so we tested, and our script outperformed theirs. Um, and I have no horse in this race. I don't care. I want whichever one's going to work better. There
Right.
was one of the iterations of that in one of the cities that we're running ads in where they performed the same, but our script had a much better cost per acquisition. So to actually get the cost per result, let's say, um,
Okay.
it was about half the cost. So that's a no brainer, so you
Okay.
go with that one. So that's just a couple little things. I think that then the other thing we're seeing, like in Meta specifically, but I would say across any social media, is if you're trying to send traffic off social media,
Yeah.
it's not performing as well. So let's say you had
Okay.
a landing page with a lead form on it, a form for them to fill out. We're seeing that, and it makes total sense, right? But we have the actual data to back it up.
Okay.
It doesn't perform as well as the built-in Meta lead form does because it's not
Right,
taking them
because they
off.
don't want them leaving and then maybe not coming back
Well, it's
versus
not
leaving,
even them.
getting
Like,
closed, and then
Facebook is happy to get people to leave Facebook if you're paying for them to leave Facebook, right? So you're paying for that click. They have no problem serving it and getting those clicks. It's actually the user that is like, we're seeing a less than 1 second, um, like
swipe away.
swipe. Right, exactly. So like what happens is they
Close.
click it and then it takes them off Facebook. And no, 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 no. I don't want to go off Facebook. Right. There's something about
Oh, I
staying on
got you.
Facebook that makes it feel safer. Um, and
Yes.
so that's another thing. I think the next level, and this is where we're going to continue to refine, is you can do autoresponders using Messenger. So
Right.
I have a feeling that's going to perform even better. So
Yeah.
I'll let you know when I have that actual data. But anyway,
Okay.
and then I know you could use some, obviously you're thinking Google ads also, right? So here's how I would use those two things. Your Google
Okay.
ads, I would use for the low hanging fruit, the people that are actually searching for what you offer in your area, right? Um,
Okay.
that's the like people that are ready to, they're at the vendor selection portion of the buyer's educational spectrum. Like they're really like they know they want to go see someone, or they're maybe looking to see what it looks like to see someone and talk about,
Sure.
anxiety or whatever. And they're just,
Okay.
and so that's where also like having articles on your website talking about anxiety or whatever, thing
Right.
is helpful. But using search engine marketing, to go after those search engine results, in that case, that's the low hanging fruit. That's going to have a higher close rate. Um, but using ads on Meta or social media is a great way to spread awareness, brand awareness, and just good old branding, right? So this is where I
Okay.
would say lean into whatever your brand is, you know. If it's your like Aaron Gerald's like AJ or whatever, make that prominent so that they see that, and whenever they see it again, it sticks with them. Um, there's
Okay.
there's an old saying that like someone has to see your ad 7 times before they're aware you exist. So having something that's consistent, even if your ad changes, maybe it has your
Yeah.
AJ icon somewhere,
Yeah.
then they'll start to build that brand recognition.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Questions?
makes
I don't know. Like
total sense.
I feel
Yeah.
like I've talked too much.
Actually, yeah, I do have one, and it kind of popped into my head where, like, I think this is Eric may have even mentioned it, but I love the idea with the ad being like, "Hey, Omaha, this."
Yeah.
That's also, I think what he said is that's also kind of the way he was explaining testing, if I'm not mistaken, was basically he made a post or a reel or a short or whatever and
Mhm.
put it on Instagram. And the one that performed the best, he said, now I'm going to use that as the ad. And then he tested it with $5. And then he tested it and like put it and then put a call to action on it. And then
Yeah, he actually did 5 different
so
creatives. So he created 5 different ads inside of an ad set. So whatever the different
What
creatives
he
do.
said before, like, on his actual channel, they're all exactly the same as his ads, and the ones that perform the best, he will convert or turn into.
Right.
Which means if I was doing a channel or a social media, whatever, instead of me trying to do all of these really involved videos where I'm teaching psychological principles
Right.
and think what I should probably be doing is saying, "Hey, Omaha, if you're struggling with anxiety, here's one thing you might try." And then just say one quick thing they might try
Yeah.
in the moment.
Yeah.
And then just shut it off and then make it I can make 40 of those because there's so many things like if you're experiencing anxiety right now, here's what I want you to do. Like, why am I not
Right.
making a video saying that?
Right.
Like, why wouldn't that just be my video? I doesn't because the at that point I feel like the message is so impactful, the visuals don't have to hold your attention
Right. Well,
because
and
your
you
brain's
also
already there going, that is me. That is what I'm looking for. That's what I'm doing. Because I
yeah.
have found some of the most engaging videos for me are not the ones that have all the stuff. It's the one where the person says what I'm listening for.
Right.
They say what I'm looking to hear and I'm focused on their what they're saying. I could tell you I don't know what's on the screen.
Right. Right. Well, and if you're doing that, you're giving them tips or tools to try, you're already winning over their hearts and minds because you're
Yeah,
helping them
and they
already.
might go, "Man, this guy's always giving great advice. I'll follow him." Like honestly, so much of social media, I completely miss the point. Really, I missed the point. I think, "Oh, it's for teaching, so I should teach." No, that's school, that's class, that's courses. I do all of those things. I can't convert that and just bring it to social media. Social media is about talking to your friend or your person or your client, your customer, whatever audience, and then saying, "Hey, here's a quick something for you." And they go, "Thanks."
Yeah.
When I get that kind of messaging, that kind of thing, it's not often because there's not a lot of I don't put a lot of value in a lot of what people say. But when I do find those channel, I'm like, oh heck yeah, I'll subscribe to that. And I mean, some of it's the barn dominium builds and the costs and the stuff, and they do walkthroughs. Some of it is like a lot of different things,
Yeah.
short-term rental things. I really am getting interested in doing some of those, especially for like wellness stays. I mean, that's
Okay.
getting huge right now
Is it?
where people go to feel better. And so they go and that their entire point of the trip is to go and relax, to go and check out, to go and get, feel better. So
Drop in and drop out.
mentally, yeah, mentally, physically, whatever. And so since that's the space I'm in, it's crazy because I will talk to people and they're like, oh, we took a mental break weekend. And I'm like, tell me what you guys did. And it's surprising that so many of them are so similar.
Mm,
What I would suggest them doing anyway, but they're getting the information from somewhere. And so I'm
right.
like, huh, wherever you're getting it from, they're doing a decent job. I
Yeah.
would like to know who it is so I could either promote them or whatever. But yeah, that's so with all of those things in mind, I think, yeah, that's what I need to do. I need to be giving out tips or pointers or give them a reason to want to follow me, not me asking them to follow me.
Right. Right. And again, you're building trust that whole time, right?
Yeah.
Well,
And so
you know me, man. Like I love helping. So if there's a way I can help you with the creative, like coming up with
I'll
photographic
need some help on
ideas
that
or
the app.
whatever, setting up the campaign, like I'll
Yeah.
walk you through all the stuff. We can screen share. That's
Okay.
it's. I don't want to say it's easy. It's easy, but Meta in particular, their interface is not great. I've always said that
Okay.
Google's user experience, user interface, like all of its stuff, it's just clunky. They do so much that it's like, I don't know how you make it streamlined. It's always been, confusing to get around and that kind of stuff. And now I'm looking at, Meta stuff going like, man, they make Google look easy. So
Well, and
there is
as they
definitely a
keep
learning
trying to
curve.
add more things, they go, "Well, just stick it on here." And then
Right.
it's not a smooth thing anymore. And so
I'll tell you one thing, like
the whole thing needs to be redone probably.
it's kind of like my iPhone screen. Like whenever I go, this is a pet peeve. You ready for pet peeve? So
Yeah.
here's my screen. I have the apps I use on my home one screen, and then I swipe and it's the app library. But I have not figured out if there's a way. Someone please tell me. But a few years ago, they switched to this app library thing where it dynamically changes based on what it thinks I want to use at that time and space and, in reality. And it's like, so I never know what's going to be here or what's going to be there. Or like if I'm looking for a
Right.
specific app, it's trying to read my mind and I don't want it to. I'm a routine person. Like I just want that app to always be where it always is. And yes,
Right.
I could go to the trouble of doing all that and rebuilding it, I'm sure, and creating folders and stuff, but I just don't want to. Anyway,
Right.
so my point in that saying that is Meta's back end for the business and the ad side of things. I'm not kidding you.
Mhm.
You will go to the same screen, the same page, and the placement of things changes in the span of 5 minutes because it's trying to predict what you're going to do next. I hate it.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway, there's
Yeah,
my
that's
there's my
rough.
rant for the day. I'm officially becoming the old like curmudgeon that's like, I don't like technology. I obviously do. I work in technology, but in them trying
Right.
to make things easier or trying to do more, I feel like it's made things more complicated.
More complicated.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we always talk about AI,
Yes.
and I feel like we would be just completely missing the mark if we didn't cover something this week. I know you have been
Okay.
trying to you're still doing being Bernard, and we would all like to celebrate you that you have stuck to it. Because
Yes, thank you.
you've probably hit
Um,
the point where you want to just now pivot and go a different direction.
yeah, honestly, did struggle with that. And I did actually make a small pivot. Let's not call it a pivot. Let's call it an adjustment.
Yes.
And I extended the length of the video from 4.5 minutes to I'm trying to get to 8 minutes.
Okay.
Somewhere between 8 and 12. 10 being optimal. This last video I did, I thought I was right at about that 8 minute mark. When
Okay.
I wrote the script, I did a dry read through. It came out just over 8 minutes. I thought by the time I clip out, I'll be at 8 minutes. And I trimmed it out enough apparently to get to 7:46. So either way, I'm closer. I did pivot. I almost did a pivot. Let me put it that way. I
Okay.
shifted, I tweaked, but I almost did a pivot. I did extend it to 8 minutes and I almost changed it from being first person to third person
Right.
narrative
Yep.
from the narration part. And you helped talk me out of that.
Yes.
Um, and I'm glad because when I went back and I read it, I did a read through and recorded myself and then watched it and I hated it. I hated the third person. It just felt too detached. And so the first person's better. And man, I'll tell you, I will go through spurts like the first 5 weeks. I think we talked about this last week. First 5 episodes, they just built and got better and better and better, easier, not better, but easier and easier to make,
Right. Right.
more fine tuned, my everything. And so I don't want to say cocky, but I got a little cocky and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do a couples therapy. I'm going to do it. I think I can handle two targets. Okay. I cannot. And I struggled very hard this week with that. It took me 3 times as long as it took me to do the last episode, to do
Oh,
this
wow.
episode. It makes a little bit of sense. It's twice as long, right? So there's twice as many things in it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay, that makes
But
sense.
also 2 characters.
But the two characters thing threw me. Just the time it took to make the videos of them using their voice and last time I got it to where everybody's mouth moved pretty close, right?
Yeah.
Not this time. I had to go back and do some stuff where the mouth's not because I ran out of credits. I ran out of everything I would make. I used to be able to do it in 1 to 2 videos. Now it's 6.
Oh,
And
wow.
I used to do it in 1 to 2 images. Now it's 6, 7, 8 image iterations to then start using that as the opening scene for the video I'm making.
Wow.
Ooh, like everything is so much harder. So I think I'm going to go back, take a step back, go back to one client each time. Um, sorry. Speaking of which, I think I bit off like another tough one, because the upcoming client for next week is one that I don't know how to shoot. Like,
Okay.
I can't picture that client. The trouble is the idea I think is solid that the client coming in thinks that they're the person they're dating. I'm not even going to say he or she because I haven't decided yet. I left it open at the end because I couldn't. So anyway, I was like, my next client thinks that so I left it very open.
Yeah.
Um, their partner is an AI video generator. And then there's some punchlines as to why. And then um, I'm like, cool. How do I do that? Like, how do I make a person who thinks they're dating an AI video generator, or let's just say even an AI video generated version of a person? Okay, cool. So then the partner is AI. So, but I'm not going to have them in the session. It's just their recollection of talking with that person or interacting with that person. So
Okay.
I still have to make those videos of how they're interacting. And it would make sense if they're just interacting on a phone or a tablet or a
Yeah.
thing. But do I do just that or do I do it because one of the punchlines indicates that there's more to it than that? Like they're there.
Okay.
And so then with just VR, oh, there it is. So
Yeah.
they're chatting with them, and then it zooms out and does a thing, and they're wearing VR goggles.
Yeah. There you go.
That could be a really good punchline. So anyway, hopefully you're not listening to this podcast before watching that episode, but I think that might be my punchline. I got to figure out how to make it funny. But anyway, it's so funny. I will think of something and I'll think there's funny there. I just have to shave it down. And then I
Right.
don't know how it's going to happen until 3 or 4 versions, and then it might not even be that. It might be something else because it's shaved down to look like something different, like, I don't know.
Right. Right.
But I can tell you this, we've been talking about doing the videos as a hobby. That's the point of this
Right.
time, is that it's a
Right.
hobby and hopefully it turns into something. And, I'm enjoying the process of learning how to film, learning how to shoot, learning how to basically tell a story in video form
Yeah.
through pictures. So the process that I've been really enjoying is the writing the jokes and trying to flesh out funny. Like finding something that I think I know there's funny there. I just
Yeah.
have to make it. I have to find it and I have to try
Right.
and polish it and make it. I've been really enjoying that. But I did find last week that like sending you the script and having you read it and go, oh yes, and seeing you laugh at specific points where I go, that should have been a harder laugh, so that's not as funny as I think yet. And so that's helped. Or where you say, I kind of like this, it's close, oh man, that works. So I suppose, I like you were saying earlier, you got to find your 10 like fans. You've got to find 10 people that are committed to you doing what you're doing as much as you are. And yeah, if I could find those in the next year, if I could find 8 to 10 people that are like, dude, we want to read the scripts, we want to help you make it funnier, we want to help you with your videoing, your editing, your style, like polish your style to where it's like now this lands, then that would be awesome.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I
that's
don't
going to
think
be
that's
the goal.
unreasonable.
I'm switching my goal up. It's not to hit 1,000 subscribers. It's not to monetize. It's to find 10 people that will engage and react and communicate with me about
Well,
helping me make my channel better. Like I
that seems
want
like
to
a much
be the
more like
channel that people want to watch.
tangible goal, right? Thinking that
Mhm.
like you just need 10 people that get it, that are, they are gonna watch the video when it comes out and give you
Right.
feedback. And,
Right.
but I think it starts with finding those people, and then you draw them in, and bring them
Mhm.
into the process. But I don't think that's at all unreasonable, you know?
I don't either. I just recently had a conversation with someone who um watches people on one of the social media things, right? And they're growing a channel and they're getting big. I'm not going to get too specific in it, but they need moderators. That person needed moderators,
Yeah.
and they like volunteered to do it. And I was like, what did you get for it? And they're like, I got to be a moderator. I
Right.
got to basically almost become friends with the person whose channel I was helping moderate. Like, we got really close where there was a lot of conversations, a lot of talk. Like, I got to know all the other moderators that were from all over the country. We've met up at different times when we've been on vacation and we're like, "Oh my god, dude, you live in that city. Let's catch a cup of coffee." And I'm like, "Oh my god, that never occurred to me as being a real thing."
Yeah.
But it makes sense because if they're interested in the subject or subject matter, then it would make sense that they might be interested in helping moderate the channel or the stream or the whatever.
Yeah.
So they feel invested in it. Like, it makes sense. So anyway, if I could find, geez, it's two. I would love 10, but even two
It
people.
starts with one, right?
Yeah,
And then
I
it goes
guess
to
that's
2.
true. If I got one, then I could believe it's possible and then go from there.
I
Um,
mean, you have one here already, so, you know,
yeah.
but, like, I was just, I think I mentioned before, like, I shared your Being Bernard channel with a friend, and I'm waiting to hear, like, and he's got a background. He was a film major and that kind of stuff. And so I'm
Yeah,
like, you got to watch all 5, you know. You got to start at the first one and go in succession. Not that that's
right.
how people need to consume it generally, but
Right, not
for
really,
him
but it
specifically, I want him to go in order.
and it does make sense because I'm referencing past episodes and past people. I'm getting a lot better at that
Yeah,
because I'm wanting to be able to do it. I used to just do it and mention it, and then it would be up in the card. And
right.
now I'm doing it, mentioning it, putting a screenshot or even a new AI generated video or clip of that person or those people that are
Yeah,
anyway, so that it's referencing additional videos or additional content. So if you've already watched that, you go, "Oh yeah." And if you haven't, then you go, "Ooh." And then you might want to watch it, but in a way that isn't like, "Oh, be sure to catch this video here." I just despise that so much.
right, right. No,
And so I
the
don't
way
want to
that
be that.
you're the way that you're referencing other videos, other episodes is so awesome because you're not asking them to go look at it, to go watch more of your videos. You're simply
Right.
saying, "It reminds me of this time of this other it reminds me of this other client," and that it piques your curiosity. I can't say it. Um,
Yeah.
so this makes me think, kind of circling back to the therapy ads, right?
Okay.
So in all of the A/B testing, right? I definitely think
Yes.
you should start with your lowest, like the easiest to bring to market, your minimum viable product, right? Start with
Okay.
hey
Hey.
Omaha, you and your cell phone, whatever. And then try different things that are maybe more complicated, a little more complicated than maybe, down to a full production, right? And just see what lands, right?
Okay.
But what are the ethical implications of using AI in those ads? Are there any? Like for any other business, I wouldn't think there would be, but for therapy, are there any like issues? I guess.
Depending on the use of it, I would need to check and
Okay.
see that we've got a whole code of ethics. And last I heard, it hasn't there wasn't any additions to that code of ethics that barred or restricted use of AI content in ads necessarily. So, I
Like
don't know.
it would be unethical to create a fictitious patient that gave you a testimonial. Obviously, right? That's not what I'm talking
Correct.
about. I'm
Correct.
saying more along the lines of if you're showing someone that's anxiously biting their fingernails, you know, and then you have a
Oh, and
female
making that AI
like
instead of,
voice. Yeah,
having an actual person doing it. Nah,
exactly.
I don't know. I think that if they're just representing a potential type of client, then it's fine. As long as they didn't actually look like one of my legitimate clients, then
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I was just like,
should be
that's
okay.
been I was thinking about that since we started talking about your
Yeah.
ads. So,
Yeah, I would probably wanna check that just to be sure.
but as much as you're using AI and you're getting better and better and better, right? I would think it would be natural to kind of integrate that somehow into your creative. Um,
Sure.
but
Speaking
yeah,
speaking of which, it is interesting that you say that, and I am using AI unabashedly using it,
Yeah.
right? I'm not even pretending that it's not AI.
Right.
So, in the videos, in most of the video, and it always says down in the corner like AI or Gemini or the Gemini symbol or the VO3 or the it indicates that it's like it's watermarked. Hey.
Right.
And so you can just slightly zoom in and it disappears. I only zoom in on the videos where I need a zoom in or I need that start it in and then zoom out or whatever. But I have absolutely stopped even remotely trying to take any indication that it's AI off.
Yeah.
Like, I almost try and make it pronounced. So now if there's a picture of it and they're here and I've zoomed in, if I can still keep that in the corner, I do.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I want people to see plainly, obviously, this is AI.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to pretend that it isn't.
I mean, I think that's a part of the joke, at least at this point,
Yes.
you know, and that might
Yeah.
change if you can get community involvement. Um,
Woo! Yes, for sure. That would be so much more fun.
baby steps.
But even then, it would be so much more work. Like, my
Right.
goal is if I ever did get to that stage where I was doing community involvement, bringing in other comedian or other people, other channel, other creators, I would almost want to be full-time that.
Mhm.
Like if that was my full-time venture, I generated enough monies in other ways. It doesn't have to be from this, but doing that, then that would be fine.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would make sense because then I could spend 2, 3 days setting it up and then they come and then we film and then we do it and then 2, 3 days to edit. Yeah, it'd be no problem. I could spend all week doing it.
Right. I
But
mean,
is
here's
it
the
it
thing.
stands right now? No, it's way, way too hard for that. So it only makes sense to do AI like I can.
Yeah. But I don't think you if you lean into the community involvement, that's great to solely for just including the community, right? But man, we are a year, 18 months, 2 years away from being like you having all the tools you need to create all of this on your own, just through all
Yeah.
generative, models. And like obviously that all people are doing that now, but you have to be an expert prompter,
You have to
right?
be really good. I feel like in 2 years, I could probably do it verbally,
Yes.
just verbal prompting and just have it do it.
Yeah. Which by the way, I had a great idea for an AI tool yesterday.
Okay.
Oh man, it's something I would use. I need to
Okay.
call Adobe and they need to incorporate it into their software. Um,
Okay.
it's one of those things that if they're not working on it, they're missing the boat. Like it's just such a need. So this has to be on someone's radar, right? So
Okay.
I'm not going to do anything with this, and ideas are worthless if they're not implemented, right? So
Non-executed. So,
here
yes.
is here is your $1,000,000 idea. You ready?
Yes.
Caffeine up. All right. So when a person is editing a video, right? So many times there aren't pauses between words. We tend to speak just in one continuous waveform, just a rambling of words where you just talk and talk and talk and talk, and there's not really a space in between those words to make an edit, like I just did. So if you've ever edited video of yourself, you've probably noticed there are
Yes.
places where you could cut out and make you say something if you had just taken a breath or a quarter of a beat, before saying that word. And
Mm.
so we're at a place with AI voiceovers and that
Yes.
kind of stuff where
Yes.
we can generate those voices. I can duplicate my voice, you can duplicate your voice, right?
Correct. Correct.
And we can duplicate ourselves using like HeyGen and that kind of stuff visually,
Yes.
and
Yes.
an AI twin. So
Yes.
here's what I want. I want to be able to fix the words. If I have an edit and I need you, let's say I was editing a video of you and you said something really, really good, but you said it backwards.
Okay.
And I have a real life example of this. This was 15 years ago, but I shot an interview and the person in the video said, "You pay what you get for." And it was at the very end of like a 15-minute interview. And this is a very intelligent person. They just, they said it wrong, right? It happens. So I had to go through and I saved it by editing out the waveform and swapping, you know? So audibly, he said, "You get what you pay for." But you could tell if you looked really close that the lips didn't match. And so it's become
Right.
an inside joke around my house. We don't say you get what you pay
You
for.
pay what you get.
We say
Yeah.
you pay what you get for. So, but
Okay.
in that situation, if I wanted to say, I wanted to change that, let's say, right? The
Yes.
technology exists
Yes.
externally to
Yes.
do that.
Yes.
So I'm
It's I
thinking,
would say it's on the radar and it's
it
almost
has to
close.
be.
Have you not seen the new additional thing they have? So let's say that there is your video is you or your actor talking. And
Yeah.
then they don't pause. So you just go in and then you cut the video, you move it, and then you click the extend, please extend button, and it will extend that up to a second or 3 seconds or whatever it is
Nice.
and stretch it out. And if you're already done talking, but normally you are already done talking, but you
Right.
cut that off and it
That's what
knows
I'm
it's
looking
the end of a
for.
sentence, it
Yeah.
may just go and just make your face do the motion like as if you're breathing with your
Yeah.
mouth closed. Or
Yeah.
it's open, but it's not making like that. And so
Right.
you can extend that video and then you can take the other one and you can extend the beginning of that video and then find a place that you can clip those. I bet you can get that pause in there. But
So what is that
it
inside?
doesn't do the huh?
What software is that?
Adobe. It's in Premiere Pro.
No.
Yeah, it's
What?
already there. Yes. It's a new thing. They added it like 3 months ago. It's
This is me
called
sitting
Extend, I
this
think.
is me
Yeah,
sitting in bewilderment because yet again, you're teaching me something about a
yeah,
software
they
I
already
don't.
have video extend. You can extend to the beginning or the end
I should probably
of a
start
video.
reading the update notes, you know?
Yes. Yes,
Um,
when it says update, check this out, and then you watch the little thing, I watch those. And so then I see
no,
it and I'm,
I haven't
ooh,
watched one of those in 15 years.
oh,
But I've been using
yeah,
Premiere Pro for 21. Um,
yeah.
so that's crazy. I mean, but that's I'm actually kind of
It's
surprised.
worth it. Now it doesn't move the mouth. You can't
Okay.
add the word type the word in and have it
Yeah.
do it. I don't think. I know you can go in and then adjust it based on the text. You can make adjustments in text and take things out and it'll take it out of the video, but
Okay.
I don't know if you can
Right.
add words in yet.
Well, that's what I was, like, thinking because like, with transcript, you could just edit the words out and have it say something
Yeah.
else, like so it looks like they're
In
going that direction.
transcript, it does do that now.
Yeah. Right, right. But I'm saying if you added in a different word, right? If
I
they
don't
said
know.
if they said 10 or if you said 10 in the video and you wanted to change it to 12, right? Like, that's where I would like to see things go.
I would
Um,
like to see it change the
right,
video to
right.
say 12 instead of
Exactly.
10.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. But I'm
Huh.
also honestly, I'm surprised and relieved because Adobe has not been on the forefront of generative AI. They've kind of
No.
been lagging behind. And
Yes.
so, that actually is exciting that they're doing something. They're and I haven't I can't pick on them too much because I haven't really looked at their generative AI stuff in a few months, probably 4 or 5. But
Okay.
when I looked 4 or 5 months ago, it was unusable.
Yeah,
Um,
it didn't have. Yeah.
yeah, the things
And
that
I
are
used
good are like the generative fill in like Photoshop. Okay, you
yeah. And I used to be in the beta, so I got to test the stuff. Well, let's be honest. I ought not be that person.
know.
Right.
I don't know, man. I feel like again, you're teaching me things. Like I mean, I love that too. I've just become so complacent's not the word. Like I, I've been using
Rit
Premiere
you're
Pro for
you're
so
ritualistic,
long.
you're just in
Yeah,
your patterns of
right.
operation. So you think,
Yeah,
"Oh, editing involves this, then this, then this, then this." So you just get in the steps and the sequence that you're used to, and you're not thinking to look outside it.
I'm really
For
not.
me, I have no sequence. I have no pattern. I have nothing. I'm just like, "Oh gosh, how do I do this?" And then I have to
Right.
watch videos on it. So everything takes me longer, but,
I also don't
it's
make
fun.
a living doing it anymore. You know, it'd be one thing if I was editing 40 hours a week or something, and
Yeah,
I needed to stay
looking
up
for
because of
shortcuts.
yeah. Now
Yeah.
it's like, I edit here and there. You know, um, mostly just podcast clips.
Yeah.
But actually, I'm not even doing that anymore. So, but yeah. Well, that's good to know, man. Thank you for educating me. I appreciate
Check it out. Look,
it.
look at it. I can't tell you how to do it because I don't know.
I'm gonna have to
Of course,
Google it.
there's Google Studio, right? Google Studio, you just open it up and then open up Studio and you go, how do I use that? And then you just ask it. You can use your voice and then it'll tell you exactly how to do it on Adobe. Pretty cool.
I mean, actually, I say I need to Google it, but I kind of stopped Googling a few months ago. I just go straight to
YouTube it.
ChatGPT and just ask questions,
Oh,
So,
yeah.
well,
Cool.
we have a guest next week. I'm excited
Okay.
to, for them. So that'll be a good one. Um, and then we have another guest lined up. It won't be the week after that, but we have some stuff coming down the pike that I think are really going to be good things, good episodes. So,
Okay.
stay tuned for that. And then I don't know, is there anything else we need to cover? Like, I know I need to be wrapped up in about 2 minutes. So,
No,
all right.
no, I think that's it. We've pretty much covered everything we need to this week. And then we'll just be back next week.
Awesome. Well, until next week, mind your business. Hey, thanks for listening to the Minding Your Business podcast. Your hosts are Aaron Gerals and me, CJ Jolliffe. If you want to find out more about us or when we're going live or follow us on socials, just go to our website, mybpodcast.com. And again, thank you so much for listening.